Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here today with you. I'm Judge Allison McCarty, and it's my pleasure to serve as the MC of sorts, if you will, for our investiture tonight. This is the investiture of Judge Katarina Cook to the Summit County Domestic Relations Court. And so it's going to be short and sweet, but special nonetheless. So we are asking our Barberton Clerk of Courts, Diana Stevenson, to come up. She's going to say a few words about Judge Cook, and then she will be administering the oath. And Judge Cook's son, Christian Cook, affectionately known as Kitchy, is in his second year of law school at Akron U, and he's going to be holding the Bible. So, Diana.
Thank you, Judge McCarty. It's a different world we're living in. Under normal circumstances, there would be cake and punch and a huge celebration for this special occasion, but we're relatively quiet today, socially distant, and we're just everyone's making the best of an interesting and difficult situation. I am so honored and privileged to be here today to swear in Judge Cook as the Summit County Common Pleas Court Domestic Relations Division Judge. Judge Cook and I have known each other for a really long time. My first job out of law school, and I think her second job out of law school, were both at the Stark County Common Pleas Court. She worked for Judge Clyde. I worked for Judge Gwynn. That's when we first really met each other and got to know each other. Since that time, we've talked about it. We've lived almost parallel lives, because even before that time, I actually took her clerking job through law school at Tremonti, Cott, Davis, and Lowry. So it was a minute ago, but our paths have crossed many times. And during that time, I've had the privilege to get to know her and her family. And getting to know her over these past years has truly made me appreciate her dedication to her family, her dedication to the law, and her dedication to the communities which she serves. When Judge Cook asked me to speak, I started thinking about what I should say today. And I remembered oddly reading a position paper that Judge Cook did. I don't remember what paper it was for, but I remembered she ended it with a quote from Frederick Douglass. The quote was, "It's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." And that just really struck me as important, important in her life in general, and important in her work that she does for the communities. Certainly, Katarina and Kevin have lived by this quote by building their own family, their 4 amazing sons, upstanding, strong men, in all 4 of their children, Jordan, Christian, or Kitchy, as I've always known him, Noah, and Jacob. And I know she considers that her best accomplishment. But not only is she an amazing mother, just as important, and just as she considers as important, Katarina has taken this quote and this life of building strong children, and she's turned that into a passion for her community. She has really affected the lives of so many children, more than we can probably ever imagine, through her community service, through her work. Throughout her legal career, she's been an advocate for the welfare of children. She served on the first CASA board. She served as a guardian ad litem at the Summit County Domestic Relations Court. She's coached middle school and high school mock trial for as long as I can remember. These are just a few of the many, many examples of her dedication to her community and to building those strong children. As she continues her work at the Domestic Relations Court, I know she will diligently work to protect the children of divorce and help to assure that the parents of these children have the resources to be good parents and to build those strong children. With that, I just want to thank Judge Cook for her ongoing dedication to the community she serves, and I am thankful that she will be able to continue her work in the Domestic Relations Court. Katarina, congratulations on your next term. I look forward to seeing the next 6 years brings to you and to the court, because I know you'll do great things there. and I'm privileged again to be able to administer the oath to Judge Katarina Cook. I state your name.
I, Katarina Cook,
Shall support the Constitution of the United States,
shall support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of
the
Ohio,
Constitution of the State of Ohio,
to administer justice without respect to persons,
to administer justice without respect to persons,
and faithfully and impartially
and faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent
all the duties incumbent
upon me
upon me
as judge
as judge
of the Summit County Common Pleas Court,
of the Summit County Common Pleas Court,
Domestic Relations Division.
Domestic Relations Division.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right. I just had this on. Okay.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate everyone taking time out of their day to watch this virtual investiture. Thank you to Diana Stevenson for being here today and administering the oath. And thanks to my son, Kitchie, who I believe is my only son who hasn't yet held the Bible for me. And thanks to Judge Allison McCarty, who stepped in at the last minute to be the MC. 4 years ago, when I was before a room full of people for my first investiture to this court, I never imagined this as a viable format, but I also never imagined allowing myself to go gray. So here we are. I'm going to start and end today with a quote from Sir Winston Churchill as it relates to the pandemic, which, like World War II, has reached and impacted every person on this planet. This is no time for ease and comfort. It is time to dare and endure, or the short version. If you're going through hell, keep going. We at the Summit County Domestic Relations Court have kept going. I want to credit Judge Quinn for continuing to come in and work through the daily changes we had to make the court procedure for the parties, attorneys, and our staff. I probably met with him more often during 2020 than I did since I started in 2017. Judge Quinn, if you're watching, congratulations on your retirement. Our court is here in person, which is necessary given all the people that walk in seeking protection orders. We quickly switched to Zoom hearings and have made the necessary alterations to make the court experience as safe as possible. Our staff has done a wonderful job keeping healthy and continuing to work with the stress of having reduced staff numbers on site. I'm on to another journey in the world of being a judge. For the first time in 10 years, taking on the mantle of being an administrative judge for the Summit County Domestic Relations Court. I have so many people to thank. The Summit County voters that came out and voted all the way down the ballot, to my staff and their families that put their personal lives aside to work on the campaign, to my volunteers throughout this campaign year, including college interns and all the financial contributors and the lawyers that sponsored many of my fundraisers. And of course, my husband, Kevin, and my boys who wore my campaign gear constantly without complaint and worked tirelessly. Without the support of all these people, this campaign would not have been a success. I now have 6 years to implement the improvements I envision for the Summit County Domestic Relations Court. I want to take you back to my investiture 4 years ago when I promised to start a family recovery court to help parents deal with their substance abuse issues. I have delivered on that promise and then some. In June, I obtained a $50,000 grant through the Ohio Supreme Court Civil Justice Program so that participants can concentrate on overcoming their addictions and mental health issues instead of worrying how to pay for the court-ordered supervised visitation. And I want to make a general observation. After a full year of presiding over FRC, my faith in humanity is continually optimistic because the majority of the time the other parent volunteers to participate in the program. They are under no obligation and are entirely within their legal rights to refuse to participate, yet they want the afflicted parent to have a normal relationship with their children. They know that this is in the best interest of their children. For without those unsung heroes, this program would not be successful. I also made a promise to treat every case not as a file, but as a family, and I have lived up to that pledge by setting emergency cases as soon as I can get the parties in the courtroom, to checking the docket to ensure the magistrates are getting their decisions out timely, to staying after hours to write decrees. I am ever cognizant of having this court provide access to justice. To that end, I have started a committee to have our local rules updated and amended, starting with allowing people to use an audio recording for motions to set aside instead of requiring a costly transcript. That way, it expedites the court case and saves the parties time and money. It's up on our website right now, and amending the local rules will be a lengthy process. I pledge to start a help desk for those disadvantaged parties who don't have counsel, and work with the University of Akron School of Law to have student interns run the help desk with a supervised attorney. I am also consulting with other domestic relations or family courts and bringing best practices in their county to Summit County. A perfect example is Stark County's Judge Jim James and Stark's parenting time schedules. Judge James graciously allowed this court to actually utilize his parenting options, which he carefully researched and had committees down in Stark County at their bar association go through. In Stark, their presumption is that parents should share time equally. There will no longer be one standard parenting time schedule offered here. Instead, there will be parenting time options. I too hold the belief that wherever possible, in the best interest of the child, parenting time should be allocated equally. Lastly, please remember that I have and will always have an open door policy, and that I welcome constructive criticism. I also welcome more attorneys on the ad hoc local rules committee. Please contact me and set up a time if you have a new idea or suggestion to make this court work better. If Summit County Domestic Relations Court had a mission statement, it would be this: we strive in our everyday interaction to keep a positive attitude and try to send a good, positive message to everyone, even if they don't. But if we're doing a good job, then hopefully they might be influenced by our actions and words, and maybe we can make their day better. I'd like to thank Alan Nichols and the Akron Bar Association for arranging this virtual event. And thank you to my fellow gardening enthusiast, Judge Judy Nicely, for the lovely flowers. They definitely dress up the stage, don't they? And I'd like to leave you with another of Churchill's quotes. All the great things are simple, and many can be expressed in a single word: freedom, justice, honor, duty, mercy, and hope. All simple things that I endeavor to achieve as your judge. Let's hope 2021 ends better than it started, and we will be able to gather together soon. Thanks for watching.
And I'm here to wrap it up, to just thank you all for being here. I feel like I'm a baseball player or a football player playing to an audience of no one, but that's kind of an odd feeling. But thanks so much for coming, and you are given permission to enjoy whatever refreshments you have at your disposal in your own home. So we look forward to the time where we can all be back together face to face, and stay safe and healthy. Thank you for coming.